Good afternoon, everyone. This is your Wolf Commander Wolf10 yet again here with another video. I want to talk about a sketchbook tour of one of my very old, very messy sketchbooks that I did back when I was around, I believe, 7 all the way up to 14. Just want to give a little insight to what I used to do a lot of growing up. And so far what you're seeing is kind of like the front cover, or at least the more this thing take a lot of punishment, the next page tends to be the front cover of the this sketchbook. I think I had this around when I was in elementary, or at least in the eve of elementary, or going into the early days of middle school. So let me begin and not waste your time. So this is my early attempt at drawing the star Pokemon from the Pokemon anime. You have Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, my interpretation when I was a kid. Right here we have Venusaur, Bulbasaur, and Ivysaur. You can barely see the Venusaur, but that's the stain and stuff like that. I gotta admit that when I had this, I wasn't really, or at least any other sketchbook, I was not the best at keeping my station clean when I was a kid. Sometimes you're going to see a lot of stains here and there from pages. But the reason why I don't have Charizard or Charmander in any of this spot, because I drew them in a different page. And I think, yep. This is not mine. This is my mentor. Well, actually, some of it is mine, but this area where this good art is, that's my mentor's. This is me attempting to draw the X symbol. And I was a bit kind of into the early man, so I tried to draw like early man. Try to draw a bit of snake or saber-toothed tiger. I was like studying. We were studying early man in my junior high, so to speak. So those were some sketches I was doing. A little bit faded, but I guess you can kind of see them. So this road canine thing is kind of like me trying to draw my version of Saturday morning cartoon. My attempt at coloring them at the time when I got 14, or at least 15, I went and revisit this and colored it. I think I was in 10th grade. Ooh, that one's ripped. I want to be careful with that one. Yeah, I was in 10th grade or 11th grade around the time when I started coloring that. But I did the drawing of that one. Yeah, it's a bit of little scribbles here and there of what the road canines were about. They're kind of like this, I guess they were supposed, in my mind, my childhood mind, they were supposed to be this, I guess you could say G.I. Joe, but with anthropomorphic canines. So, with a little bit of A-Team. Yeah, A-Team kind of style story. Like a group of mercenaries. Kind of like their home base right here. It's like very blank. I was still a kid. I was still I'm still learning to draw buildings, but yeah, this is barely like anything on here except for weapons, defenses. You got one character that's in a jam, if you will, where I didn't say who their enemies were. Their enemies were either the cats or the rats. And I think the rats are kind of like, I guess where I was going with this is that she's being attacked by a group of rabid rats, and she's trying to get a message out. I guess that's a very big computer, or at least a data module to send a message. This is one of my drawings I did when I was 14 years old. This is back when I was still kind of a big fan of the '98 Godzilla. Did my own little spin to it. Put my own little design. Got a little color in it. I think this is my attempt at drawing Baby Godzilla. Yeah, it is. It is my attempt at drawing Baby Godzilla. And I did a little color pencil work to it. So I will say this: my anatomy has improved a lot over the years. But I will say that this the arm right here is actually really good in the case of distancing where the body parts are. So far, with me being 14 and all, the foot right here, I think it's a little wonky perspective with the legs here, to say the least. Some more of my old young road canine ideas. You kind of see the another thing on the other side, but this is probably the road canines fighting the enemy on the base, which are the cats, or at least I think the cats are actually defending. They're kind of like the allies of the road canines, so they're defending. And a little go-kart like in the previous page that that the dog was driving. It's one of the heroes cars, and I don't know why I outlined around it, or maybe my brother did that when he was looking through my stuff. Me and my brother, we shared our I always share my work with him. It's another more of the go-kart. So, but I like to mention that me and my brother, we always oftentimes share art with each other. He liked to draw with me, and sometimes we get a little fun stuff, and he would sometimes trace over or at least outline some of my stuff. And here's some more about here's some more of the '90s Zilla with Baby Godzilla in tow. Size difference is kind of off because the Baby Godzilla is not that big compared to the well, he's big, but he's supposed to be a little bit smaller than that. Of course, this is you can call this a sort of a course correction on my part. When I was younger, this design was a lot different, and I erased it all the way in. You can see the erase marks, but I end up drawing a marginally better version of it over it. It's my attempt at drawing Voltron, but with wolves. Yeah, little kid me was like a bit of a plagiarist. Anybody who can recognize that sword in his hand knows where that sword is from. But apparently this is him saving the day. One of his victory poses. I would say this is a movie I was thinking about directing one day when I was a kid. Kind of like one of those Animal Friend movies, like those '90s Animal Friends movies called Yahoo and Mary. Very bad anatomy, very terrible anatomy, floaty heads. That's how they're supposed to be the villains. That was fun to draw though. So this is kind of like old school kids, Fox Kids TV shows. Up here you got the Terrible Thunder Lizards, Squad Doc and Cutter. They were part of a segment in Eek the Cat. And you have Eek right here eating a hamburger with Sharky, the shark dog. And I forgot the cat's name, but the cat was a good friend and the recurring character, and he's eating the hot dog. Then you also have I think they're called the Spaced Invaders or Stupid Invaders. They were a cartoon a cartoon in on themselves. But I was like a very big fan of these kind of shows. They were pretty funny. One of my creations, a kaiju form of it. I was it's a redraw again of an old drawing. but I decided to color it as well when I was again 14. And this creature was called, among many species of the same creature, it's called a dagron, kind of a mule mixed with a reptilian sort of thing. That's why he's so, leg wise, he's kind of long. Crazy anatomy there. This is me drawing Sonic. Originally, Sonic was out in the jetpack. Knuckles was in the jetpack. Everybody was in the jetpack, but I don't know what was wrong with little me when I erased all of them and replaced them with the robots that they enter in. It's like I was doing all this erasing as if I'm doing something, and you got Robotnik already getting his butt whipped by his own robot, by these giant robot versus of Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. But I kept erasing and replacing is what I'm calling it. Erasing and replacing. You got a few stains on the there. I was never the cleanest like I am now in my workstation. But hey, I was a kid. A shell pepper that I decided to draw around, kind of like this. Did that and decided to shade it. Did the creation out of it too. Something my brother I drew. I don't know what it is. It's a spaceship. I know that, but it's something that he drew. I don't know. It's not mine. So this is my version of Voltron, but it's called Vortron. When I was a kid, well younger. Instead of lions, they're wolves. And these are the eels that were in Voltron: The Third Dimension. But they don't all have all lines in one page, but I have them. I had the right idea of putting them in different pages. So you got the, let me roll back. You got the red wolf, the black wolf. I didn't even color it all the way when I was younger. That's funny. And the yellow wolf right here. And then you got the blue wolf cutting up this thing, and you got the green wolf slicing up that thing. And I didn't even bother to color in the pilots. This is supposed to be them communicating each other, I guess. It's been a year since I looked through this. More Yahoo. I say that, it sounds like I'm talking about the website Yahoo. This is supposed to be my recreation of Vortron winning the day again, but I didn't even bother to finish the legs. Guess I gave up. Such a defeatist when I was younger. More Yahoo. The adventurous, I guess the adventurous prairie dog. I don't know what that is. That in that TV. I don't know what that is. My mentor's drawing, showing me how to draw an eye when I was younger. Guess this is me attempting it, or my brother. No, that's my brother right here. My brother drew this boat right here. I think this is all my mentor with the eyes. More Yahoo. With the penultimate third act where the heroes get saved at the end by an unknown force. I don't know why there's a shuriken in the wheel. We also have Voltron's logo here. It's called Voltron: The Third Dimension, of course. It says "We'll be right back," much like the 90s. Now, some more of my Dagron characters. Bit of a should I even be showing this on YouTube? I don't think YouTube is gonna mess with me about this. But these are supposed to be tiny people, actually, and they're riding on stag beetles, fighting other enemies that ride on arthropod creatures. Like, I guess this is supposed to be a tarantula, and that's supposed to be a scorpion. It's kind of funny that I drew a tarantula when I was 14, considering that I'm deathly terrified of tarantulas. I don't know what this thing is. I've forgot what this thing is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a creature of some sort from a show that I watched. On my rendition of it. Yep, it's supposed. I think. I don't know why it's fighting me out, but there it is. I think it's from a show that I watched, or some sort of slight short story. Another one of my background characters being another kaiju. Still a huge fan of kaiju movies, but apparently his screaming is so powerful that it ripped the flesh off bone and very basically disintegrate people and cars and all kinds of stuff in its path. Just much almost in the same vein as Anguirus from Godzilla. I don't know why, but I think this is supposed to be my characters morphing into all manner of creatures that fight off against praying mantises, I guess. Very active imagination I have. More of Zilla, my rendition of Zilla, with the atomic breath. And it's also an erased and replaced picture. If you can see the erased away. I think my brother did this one. Yep, he did that one. This originally was my take on Mystic Knights of Tirnanog with the dragons Tyrune and Pyre. Somehow I mixed Legacy of Kain claws because I thought they were cool looking to give them to the dragons. A lot of mix-ups and mishmashes. Definitely will have to tell my younger self that his anatomy is off. Very, very off. Of course, this is another erase replace with different characters of a different story that I was working on. I don't know what I was going to call these guys, but in this scene they're supposed to be talking about a sort of new character appearing, and they're blissfully unaware that he's swimming underneath them. But yeah, my interpretation of Motaro from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I was a fan when I was a little kid watching that movie. Apparently, Gradius 3. I attempted to draw Gradius 3. Everybody knows what that boss is, whoever played this game. Also, Gunstar Heroes. I was a big fan of Gunstar Heroes. Still a big fan of Gunstar Heroes. A lot of stuff is fan works. And this is my character's piloting Vic Viper. Yeah. I wear my influences on my sleeve, I guess. This is another erase replace design of Zilla with color to it. Him fighting the army. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will have loved to see the Godzilla that we got in '98 fighting the army instead of running away from it. This is my early version of a story that I'm trying to come up with, which I'm really redesigning and rewriting and reorganizing. But this is supposed to be called Star Force, but now I am retooling it to be called Not Your Heroes. And funny enough, two of the guys have Saiyan boots, but they have different design clothes. They're supposed to be pilots, but that's not what a pilot wears. I'm not gonna read to you the dialogue. It's probably horrible and all over the place, and you see a lot more stains. And this is just a volcano. It's from the movie Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones and I think it's what's her name? Forgot her name. But this is more about Dagrons. I was a bit of an edgelord when I was 14. But apparently they eat predators, these little things. That's what they're doing. My attempt at Garfield and Lofi being hip and cool. Much like those shirts that always have the a lot of your children's characters wearing these hood style of wearing of attire. Oh, this is me trying to put in some drama. They're supposed to be Jedi, I guess, or at least my rendition of Jedi. Well, they're gonna get retooled anyways, but apparently they were supposed to be Jedi. But this is supposed to be the sister catching the brother falling in love with a co-worker, Scooby and now why am I blanking on his name? I'm blanking on his name now. It's Scooby and oh, I'm gonna be painstakingly trying to remember his name. Woodstock, right? Scooby and Woodstock. My erase and replace version of Snoopy. Scooby. Did I say Scooby? I meant Snoopy. Snoopy and Woodstock. My early version of Zilla when I was a kid. I'm telling you guys, I was obsessed with Godzilla '98 when I was a kid. More of my Dagron characters, but in a different setting. This is my retelling of the Pied Piper. In a way. So instead of a Pied Piper, we got rat exterminators, but they're using lizards. Another Godzilla drawing with somebody adding some more outline detail. I think that was my brother that did that. With his tail busting through the wall. It's kind of bad that I didn't use the proper pencil to illustrate that properly. But that's supposed to be a corner of a building with a sidewalk. Don't know what this was supposed to be. It's been a long time, but apparently they're ascending to the heavens, I guess. I guess that's how it's supposed to end with their story. More Star Force. Again, wearing my influences on my sleeve. I was a big fan of the Star Fox 64. I guess this is supposed to be this is them doing a bombing run and shooting at the same time. I don't know how that works, but apparently my childhood self thought that was cool. And I guess this is me attempting to do a comic book panel. Let me back it up a bit so you can see that it's supposed to be a comic book panel. I'm guessing they're supposed to be doing this together, and the character is charging in forward without thought. And apparently it's a stormtrooper, but a raptor. Another one of my shadow puppet things I kind of drew as a representation of a shadow puppet hand. That's basically why I'm throwing my hand out there like this. It's because that's basically how I came with this creature. This is supposed to be a coliseum, I guess. And this is also an erase and replace. Yep, it's an erase and replace with somebody over. I guess it's supposed to be a gladiatorial event. And more of Star Force. Again, I'm not gonna read because it's more than likely it's all over the place. It's I like the way I did the coloring here, though. Injecting some anime influences there. Oh goodness, it's it's again where me wearing my influences on my sleeve. This is where my head goes. Another shadow puppet design brought into excuse me, brought into life, brought to life. But last time I checked, statues don't have color. There's supposed to be a statue apparently, and this is supposed to be a park. Again, another shadow puppet design, kind of like this. This thing was supposed to be a quadrupedal creature originally. Yeah, it's a quadrupedal, but I'm guessing where I was going with this one as a 14-year-old, because it's also it's a erase replace, but I'm guessing where I was going with this creature is originally his ancestor was bipedal until they evolved to be quadrupedal. And it's got 3 legs, apparently. Okay. This is going to take a while to really navigate around. This is all Star Wars and Star Fox all mixed in, all over the place. This is apparently the heroes being attacked. Don't bother reading the dialogue. I'm not going to bother reading it myself. It's all over the place, as I said, as I keep saying. That's will be the enemy ship right here. It's already been torn up. Originally, it's supposed to be fully intact. It's a Star Destroyer, of course, because why not? This is supposed to be a lot of replace, erase, and a lot of I don't know. I don't know what my brain was going with, because this could have the aftermath could have been on another page. Another character introduced later on into the series I was working on when I was younger. And oh boy, we know what this is. See, I was almost a Christian. Almost. I got lucky. I'm actually glad that I'm actually doing my own work. But apparently this is supposed to be him being a badass. And the paneling is all over the place. There's no coherent paneling here at all. More paneling here that would have been botched so badly, because it would have been all over the place, and I didn't even bother to even complete the whole page. Once Upon a Time in Forest. If anybody don't know what that movie is, it's about these 3 fairlings that are going to collect a flower to save a friend that has been poisoned by a gas. That was an environmental story. I don't know what this spider is supposed to be about, but I think I've seen a movie about it, and decided to do a drawing of it when I was a kid. More of my diagrams. This time winged versions. Somebody was human, about to transform into one. He was bitten. I don't know why I'm showing this, because if I put this on YouTube, it's gonna be weird and awkward because all that blood. But I don't care. I'm a rebel. I don't know what this creature was about, but I'm pretty sure it was inspired by a movie. Maybe Honey, I Shot the Kids. Was a big fan of Elmo when I was younger, especially like in the Elmo's World segments. Worm, giant worm. Apparently I think what was going on with the explosive insectoids, I think that was meant to be a hero taking out the these insect toys. That's why they're dying. My attempt at drawing Zero from Mega Man X when I was younger. I was a big fan of Mega Man X, all the series. Voltron Force. It's not Voltron. Not at all. Funny enough, this is where I actually did drew the actual Voltron lions. And not Voltron. I guess this is the life cycle of one species of Dagron. More of the creatures biting the person and they're mutating into the creature, kind of like a werewolf. One drawing my one of a friend of the family's did. I like this one. This is, well, relatively like this one. This is actually not that bad. It's a bit dark. You can't see his face, but he looks mean. And these are his young, and oh boy. Maybe I should stop for now. There's a lot of edgelord stuff happening in this thing. So I think that's all I'm going to do for today for this one. Again, this has been your Wolf Commander, signing out. Ow!